question coming in from Jordan is about how much and how effective Mario needs to be in the transfer portal.
He needs to be as active as he needs to be. Again, we need guys on this roster. There's going to be, he said at his presser today, between 16 to 20 total incoming players in this class. I would like to see a couple more than that, but you need to bridge the gap from where you are in the high school rank, or recruits from the high school ranks, and get the guys from the transfer portal that you both need for the top end of the roster and just to fill out the roster level. You can't fad me. Talk about we need offensive linemen. Yeah, do. Is there one or two out there? I mean, I already mentioned Julian Armella. There might be somebody else who's not signed after, the early signing period or something we can go after. But there's also guys in the portal. Marcus Banks, the cornerback from Alabama, like University of, is a guy who seems to be trending towards Miami, and that's a guy at the top of the roster. That would be really a big addition, especially if Tyreek Stevenson decides to leave at the end of this year. And if he decides to come back, then you add him with Marcus Clark. You add him with I know Isaiah Dunson went to safety, but you got three cornerbacks in this class, and Kamari Rogers, Chris Graves, and then Jaden Harris as well. And other guys on the roster. That would be a good get. But yeah, he needs to be. Mario Cristobal needs to be as active as the roster necessitates him to be this year. So I expect multiple names and multiple additions through the transfer portal, and we'll see. PB Kane, that's a great point. Miami is 12th in blue chippers. But we need more, and we need to also have the numbers across the roster because we have had some attrition. Gervin Hall was a blue chipper. He's not here anymore. I don't know if he's still in those rankings and everything. Gervin Hall, who just committed to Utah State to go play for the guy who recruited him, and Ephraim Banda, out there. So good for that. But, there still just needs to be more. There still just needs to be more.
Appreciate everybody being here at the Voice of College Football and our Miami show that we deliver each and every Wednesday at 7 Eastern time. And the guy that delivers is Cam Underwood, State of the U. Head on over to State of the U, as Cam will be working fast and furious tonight to wrap up the recruiting notebooks.
Whoa, hey, sorry. Breaking, because I literally just clicked over to Twitter because I like to keep looking while recording. Julian Armella apparently says that he is making a huge announcement tonight at 9:45 Eastern. This is from his Instagram, and he has Alabama, Florida, Florida State, and LSU hats on the table of this picture. So maybe the rumors of his demise or the demise of Florida State in that recruiting situation have been greatly exaggerated. So we will see. Obviously, like I said, Florida tried to get Ja'Cory Brown, and that was reported by a Florida blog site. That I saw on social media that, Florida tried to get Ja'Cory Brown to delay his announcement, and he did not. And, maybe Miami's on the receiving end of that with Julian Armella trying to get him to delay a little bit to continue to build a relationship between Cristobal and Mirabal and himself, and potentially at 9:45. Again, I literally just saw this come down Twitter. That could be going in that direction. So we'll see.
Luke, my apologies. North Carolina must have been number 8. I've clicked off that site, so I stopped short.
Luke, I appreciate the fact that you're always here and dedicated, to your team. And hey, if they're 8, that's true. But a decent roster for sure.
There is a thought out there that although Mario may not be able to flip or get signings this week, that it's a good indicator based on how many guys will not sign elsewhere and will put off their decision to February.
Yeah. But we kind of have to let the dust settle, and see where everything goes. Falcon Rex, another super chat. Appreciate you, Mario. Recruit O-line. He loves the trenches. Mario was an offensive lineman, so you got to pay attention to that. And then, his best friend on staff is Mirabal. and he's coaching the offensive line. Yeah, we're going to have to, build through the trenches, and he said that. It starts up front. It starts with big physical guys. So it matters, but we will see which way that goes. But in addition to Alex Mirabal, in addition to Manny Diaz, talking about building the staff, I have to eat some crow this week because I spoke a little. Well, I wasn't wrong, but I wasn't wrong on what I said. I just didn't have the knowledge base to know different when I said it. So last week I said, when it is still looking like Brian McClendon is going to come down to Miami with an on-field coaching role. He is currently at Oregon as passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach, and I believe recruiting coordinator. And I just say, looking from the on-field perspective, Oregon's wide receivers are extra regular. And I don't know why, you would bring in a guy like that. And so I want to read you, hold on. That one right there. So I'm going to read you a list real quick. Isaiah Crowell, 5-star. Keith Marshall, 5-star. Lorenzo Carter, 5-star. Sony Michel from South Florida, 5-star. Nick Chubb, 5-star. Troy Franklin, 4-star. Tetairoa McMillan, current year, 4-star. Dante Thornton, 4-star. Ryan Haliski, 4-star. Todd Gurley, Jemias Williams, Natrez Patrick, Isaiah Wynn, DeAndre Walker or Trey Smith, Josh Van, and Dylan Wonham, Keon Richardson, Isaiah Brevard, J.C. Horn, Shai Smith, A.J. Turman, Jason Stanley, Kingsley Engbanare, Kendall Baker, Kevion Mullins, Rico Powers, Reggie Carter, Mike Wyman, Isaiah Joystick McKenzie. What do all those gentlemen have in common, Mark?
They must have been recruited by one Brian McClendon.
All guys with primary or secondary, and most of them were primary, recruiting by Brian McClendon when he was at Georgia or South Carolina with the Hilinski or Oregon, because there's a couple guys in that current recruiting class. He's a monster. You know what I mean? Like, he recruited and was their ace recruiter before, and I missed that. I missed that memo. And, because like some names in the recruiting world, like T-Rob and Corey Webster and Trooper Taylor back when he was, doing his nefarious acts, and, Tosh Lupoy and, Mario Cristobal. And, the names of some coaches, and apparently that one went in one ear and out the other. So just looking at the on-field, I was like, nah, their wide receivers are extra regular. If I'm going to get extra regular or maybe slightly above average wide receiver performance, but I get some of that in the recruiting, like talent acquisition on my roster, sign me up. I was wrong to say that. But again, I didn't know that, and I didn't have that knowledge. So looking on the on-field, that's what led me to say, maybe we can look at somebody else. I then did my homework and said, oh, hey, wait, no. Whatever the role is, let's bring him and also someone else. So I just wanted to put that out there. If we're getting Brian McClendon, which I believe that we are to come down to Miami, that is a major addition. And when I was running down the staff last week, and I was like, I don't know who the dogs in recruiting are, go back and then add on what I just said about Brian McClendon to that. And obviously, he would be one of the lead recruiters on the staff, along with some of the potential names I talked about last week. But yeah, as that being, like a bridge too far, or like, I'm not really sure what we would bring him in. He's a monster recruiter. And again, you heard all those names, multiple 5-stars, more 4-stars you can shake a stick at multiple positions. You have offensive line in there, wide receiver, running back, even a defensive end, Lorenzo Carter, who was a top 10 player in America. And he went and got him as an offensive guy and said, look, primary recruiter, I'm going to go down there. I got you. Sign me up today, right now. Let's get it.
Yeah, when you made that statement, the only thing that I processed, and this is a very limited knowledge base of Brian McClendon, but the current wide receiver core at Oregon's pretty much considered to be decent. I want to state it better than marginal, but it's really not that good. It's not elite by any stretch. It's not on any national rankings. It's actually somewhat underperformed. It's not been good. So I kind of passed it off as, yeah, Oregon's not got a great wide receiver core or even a really good one. So,
but I mean, even in this class, you got secondary recruiting for a 4-star, primary recruiting for a 4-star. I don't know what year he was, but primary recruiting for a 4-star, wide receiver to Oregon, all of them. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah. And McClendon is head coaching for them in the Alamo Bowl. So, like I said, hopefully that night or afterwards we can hear that, he's going to be taking his talents to South Beach, as it were, metaphorically. I know that Coral Gables is not South Beach. Leave me alone, guys.
All right, folks, we will let Kim get on with his recruiting notebooks tonight. Burn the midnight oil and get those wrapped up.
It's only 8 o'clock, and I've already done the outline for it's just 2, honestly. It's Markeith Williams and Jaden Harris. I'm going to, depending on when I finish those, I will try to prep some other things and that's the other part of the conversation I want to have really quickly before I leave. There are other guys on the board, okay? So 5-star wide receiver Kevin Coleman, signing this week, but announcing at the All-American game on January 8th. So too is Cyrus Moss from Las Vegas Bishop Gorman High School. That's your Bubba Bolden, Tate Martell, Brevin Jordan school. He is a 4-star edge rusher who went to USC for a visit for a couple of days, flew cross country to Miami for a day and a half official visit this past weekend. He was going to announce today. He's pushed his signing to Friday and will probably announce on January 8th as well. So that's a 5-star and a 4-star that's still out there. You have Jaleel Skinner, the #1 tight end in America, who is signing on Friday. Not going to hold my breath on that one, but that's, he's still in play right now. And then there's probably a couple other guys, depending on who ends up signing or not. And then I already mentioned the, what's his name? Sorry, Grayson Halton, defensive tackle, recruit from San Diego. So those are 4 guys, right now that are still in play for Miami. And Cristobal said, there are a few guys that we're looking to add in this class. We definitely want to add another elite edge rusher in this group. Shamar Stewart, come on down. Cyrus Moss, come on down. We wanted 1 and we got 2. Hey, that's great. Like ordering 6 wings and you get a whole dozen. Let's make it happen.